Governor Ron DeSantis is in the news again. He is, well, I mean, first of all, he's a pretty cringe guy. Like, he's not that bright. He's kind of a dumb bitch. A little bit. I don't want to be too offensive here at the jump, but kind of a dumb bitch. Anyway, so he's in the news again. Check this out. Governor Ron DeSantis claims credit for sending 2 planes carrying migrants to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. So there's this really strange thing going on where like Republican governors are like spending millions and millions of dollars on like planes, buses, right, to move immigrants to other states that they consider blue states because they don't want the immigrants there. Right, but okay, so the first point here is like, imagine if you spent the $10 million you spent on this whole publicity stunt on actually making sure the immigrants are okay, or just the poor people in general in your state are okay. You know? But apparently this is a video, so let's watch.
We will restore the house.
Oh, I'm being added. I'm being added! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, I forgot to fucking autoplay this before the show. Fuck, I'm not gonna let you get added there. Normally I try to get all the ads out before the show, but I forgot to click on this one. All right. I don't know what the ad was for, and I muted it. So anyway, let's see what's going on.
Ron DeSantis confirms he sent 2 planes of migrants to Martha's Vineyard on Wednesday without notice, leaving Massachusetts officials scrambling to find them shelter.
We fed them and we've housed them for tonight. The focus tonight was just, how are we going to make sure these people aren't out on the street?
The Republican governors of Texas and Arizona have been busing thousands of migrants to Washington, D.C., New York City, and Chicago in recent weeks. CNN's Steve Contorno joins us live from Washington. This is an island. They certainly do have a tradition of a faith community that appears to really be stepping up, but this is an island that is not easy to get off of for these migrants.
Right, Brown, and this is something.
So, again, now, I know that they're doing this for a publicity stunt. Like, Abbott's been making a big deal. We're busing them up to Chicago. And it's like, we live in this kind of, like, bizarro Twilight Zone ass shit, where it's like, these people, like, they're okay with spending, like, millions of dollars on publicity stunts, but when it comes to helping their own citizens, how are you going to pay for it? Oh, feeding the poor? How are you going to pay for it? Oh, sending a plane to an island somewhere? We can pay for that. That's fine. Oh, making sure food banks have food to give out to poor people? Oh, how are we going to pay for it? Health care for the elderly? How are we going to pay for it? What a shit fuck country.
Something Governor DeSantis has been threatening to do really for months now. He has said repeatedly that he is willing to use taxpayer dollars to send these migrants from the border to Democratic jurisdictions. He has said he would send them to President Biden's home state of Delaware, even if he could. But this is the first time that he has taken credit for participating directly in.
So again, like, this is like the thing, like, they think this is like a big own. Like, these motherfuckers, like, I'm not even joking. Like, Ron DeSantis and all these Republican freaks, they're like, got him! Like they just won the debate. Like, oh, you sent people to Massachusetts. You spent $10 million on transit to send people to Massachusetts. Owned. Like, what?
One of these operations, and including using taxpayer dollars to help facilitate it. And last night he confirmed his involvement, putting out a statement that said, quote, "States like Massachusetts, New York, and California will better facilitate the care of these individuals who they have invited into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through their designation as sanctuary states and support for the Biden administration's open border policies.
So once again, open border. Can we define open border? Open border is, like, for example, if you're walking from North Carolina to South Carolina, that is an open border. You can just, if you're in North Carolina and you want to take a walk, you can walk to South Carolina. There's no checkpoints. There's no border patrol. That is an open border. Now, I would like you to try to walk from Texas to Mexico. If you did that, there would be border patrol agents on horses trying to kill you, right? If you did that, right, you might have to go through a checkpoint of some kind. You might have to provide some sort of papers, identity, right? That is not an open border. That is a closed, semi-open border, only if they approve of you going through that border. An open border, right, is somewhere where you can just walk through. Now, I know Republicans are not that great at definitions here, but the U.S. does not have open borders.
Now, the people who are in Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts had no idea that these individuals were arriving. They said that they basically set up shelters like they would if there was a nor'easter or a hurricane that had hit the area. So, and back home in Florida, immediately hit with condemnation from Democrats. The state party chair said that it was, quote, a new low for DeSantis. And we're not getting many answers.
So anyway, they're just kind of giving their shitty ass analysis. But anyway, like, I can't with these fucking Republicans, man. Like, they're just dumb as hell. Like, they're just dumb as hell. Millions and millions of dollars that they could be spending on literally anything else. How about clean water, for Christ's sake? My God. How about preparing for the next fucking hurricane that's going to hit Florida? Right? How about doing literally anything other than sending people away on a fucking, like, first class, all expenses paid fucking flight? It's just bizarre. These motherfuckers are bizarre. And again, like, it's a fantasy world, right? It's a fantasy world. That's what it is. It's a fantasy world. They live, it's called psychosis, right? It's where, like, imagine, right, if I have a cell phone in my hand, right? But in my own mind, the way I perceive it, I don't have a cell phone in my hand. I've got like a rotting salmon in my hand. And I actually think that there is a rotting salmon. Oh God, that's gross. That would be psychosis, right? These Republicans, they have psychosis. There is no open border. It's not real, right? But they pretend that it is real, and they act as if it is real, right? And they do that with all kinds of other stuff, right? Like, oh, the gays are grooming our kids. They just make it up. It's their fantasy. They have a medical condition, and they need help, right? But again, they think that, like, oh, owned. Like, this is like, I don't even know how, like, I can't even make an analogy. It's just so cringy. So anyway, that's Ron DeSantis there. And again, imagine, not only, right, imagine you're as dumb as Ron DeSantis, okay? At least you're governor. Imagine you're a Ron DeSantis voter. Imagine that. You're a Ron DeSantis voter. And you read this in the news. And you're like, oh, that's why I vote for you. Get him, Ron.